2nd April 2015, the topic is naivety, and now I'm going to talk about naivety and dogs. So how is that connected? First topic, my naivety. Yes, I'm white. Yes, I don't speak language. Yes, I do not know so many things, and now I'm learning it. So lesson number 1. If you see very posh internet cafe and nobody inside, that means that internet cafe is a cover-up for something. And in this hotel, Casa, quite recently, I figured it out that it's actually a place of elite prostitution. So, nobody goes to that internet cafe. It's simply cover-up for its own business, okay? And I was the only person who was ever going there. And it's huge, and it's super modern, and it's expensive, but computers are super fast and everything is working, but nobody there. There happened that episode with the Chinese gentleman reading my email. So this is one thing. Second thing, in Ban Lung, here I am, naive again. Coffee shops are normally full of people. This is where people hang out. And this is where, in Cambodia especially, you should go and get yourself a coffee. Why? White guy like me, he sees empty, perfectly empty, nice coffee shop. I walk inside and here we go, 2 dogs on me. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm out, chased by the dogs, wondering what the fuck are these dogs doing in a coffee shop. In my logic, it's bad for business. In my logic, because I'm ignorant. And there comes the Chinese face, lady, walks slowly and look at me. Totally, completely cool. What do you want? So I walk out. This is not a coffee shop. You understand me? This is simply not a coffee shop. Nobody goes there. Why? Because they know. Why would they go there? There are other places where you can actually drink coffee. This is not that place. And you have places like that. Simply businesses. Nobody's... they look like different businesses, but nobody's entering them. Nobody. And if you enter there, you just wait 10 minutes somebody to come to look at you confused and tell you that they don't have that item. It's happening. Yeah, it's not a real place. Or very, very slow business. Very slow business. You know, always some family members. Somebody on a place doing something, and you see it's like a first day on a job. Doesn't know where to put the coffee or doesn't know basic item. Confused, and they don't care. 3 of them, 4 of them behind the counter, just don't care. Simply don't care. Just simply put there to basically guard the entrance. That's all. Just to guard the entrance. Irrelevant. What they make on that cover-up is not even 1% of the whole business, which is going on inside. Whatever it is. Cutting blocks of heroin, yes. Maybe some girls or children stuck in some rooms or something, yes. Maybe always when coming and going because there is some stash out, yes. This is simply, if you see a group of people inside, and they simply look at you when you walk in, walk out. Especially if you see them bare-chested with the tiger tattoos and protection tattoos, and if they look as if physically fit and with the sharp eyes, and especially if they're dressed in black. If they're dressed in black, you simply do not want to enter that place. Tall guys dressed in a smart, simple black with okay shoes, or good, really good shoes. I would like to have, because they're soft, because they're $100. Cover. So you learn. Just wanted the coffee. It was a midday. Well, you learn. That's all. Dogs. Yes, part on dogs. So, most of the dogs are like most of the people, semi-aggressive, and they mind their own business. But you have those dog owners who use strong dogs as extension of their dicks. So how are they dicking? Here, we all use public roads for, in my case, walking mostly from any shop to my house, wherever I live. And in that particular village, Ta Veng, there is a very mean group of dogs, presumably belonging to the shop owner. In Asian sense, dog is not really a pet. They're feeding them. Few families are one. He's protecting that territory, and he's barking on people who are passing if he doesn't know them. If they really don't know somebody, it's new, or they don't like somebody, that dog will charge. Normally, dogs charge in groups, and minimal group is 2 dogs. One goes ahead of you, in front, and one goes behind you. So, that particular incident, when it happened, the alpha dog actually went behind me, and I immediately made a curve and went on him, and then they challenged me 20 meters away when they regrouped, and then challenged me again, and every time I was going straight ahead and I had my teaser on me, I just burned it once, like 5-6 meters away from them, and then I chased them. And when I started to chase them, to prove them the point that they cannot stop me on the street ever again, and if they do, they're going to be defeated. This is how you deal with the dogs. If owner doesn't like you, including dogs. So, and then I heard shouting, you know. Now, all those silent observers, which have been observing, and I let those dogs to harass me 4, 5, 6 times, and waited for somebody's help, just to make a case that I'm a victim. So now they go, stop now, stop. My dog, my cock. What, I defeated his cock. So it's a dicking game. But after that I noticed far more respect in the street. So this is necessary dicking. You have to go with the people. If you go too far, you provoke too much of their fear. But if you do not defend yourself, then you get harassed or even bitten by the dog. And if you get bitten, it's not his dog, he's not going to pay the medical treatment. It costs money. And things can get complicated. So, it's a very easy solution for me. But it was a very long way. It took me maybe 10 years in Croatia to get to that point. First 10 years, I was going to that hill to meditate, very close to my house. And I was always stoically standing when dogs been barking around me and trying to bite me, or maybe like waving with my Eastpak backpack. And normally owners would be standing there amused or telling me, oh, come on, he's not going to bite you. Nature. And one point, I pulled out my small Swiss Army knife. Dogs took off, and owner put them on the leash, one by one. Luna and pigs, crazy dogs. And then I noticed, wow, look, if I don't not pull my knife out, I have to go through, please, sir, could you, if you may, come on, you know, I feel stressed, you know, all this pussy game. But I'm a nice guy, but the moment I pulled my knife out, I was barbaric. I was guy with the knife. And this is something I really hated first 10 years of harassment. I was so incredibly nice to them. And then, that's it. And in Croatia, it's like, because we are not caste society per se, but we are really class society. And in that society, if you're somebody, then you're supposed to have a Rottweiler of 300 euro. Not retriever, Rottweiler. You know, the big, choppy one. And then you're somebody. Or at least German Shepherd. Doga, Doberman, that's expensive. Small ones are cute, but you know, these are like really pets. If you really want a pet, Chihuahua or they eat less. But if you're a tough guy, then you're supposed to have a tough dog, and Rottweiler is a cheap option. It used to be 300 Deutschmarks in the 1990s. And then that dog can attack other people. So what happens when in Croatia a dog attacks person? You have two confronted opinions. One is dog attack person. This is not good. Another opinion is my dog doesn't attack people normally. It attacked that particular woman because she was afraid of dogs, and her fear attracted my dog, and my dog reacted like it. And first it started to bark, but then she started to run, and you simply do not run, you simply stay there. And I was about to put a leash. No, he wasn't, because it was amusing. That's exactly why he has a Rottweiler. It's amusing because it's a very scary dog. Check out the picture. And then my dog bit her 4 times. It even tried to bite me. How provoked he was. It's all her fault. And this is it. This is the opinion. And of course, then if it is backed up by some people from some pet society, shelter or something as opinion, then it's official opinion. That's it. It happened again. It's gonna happen again. By the law, they're always supposed to be on a leash, and to have, we call it brnica. It's really, it's like I've seen like maybe a few of those, because it's a stupid thing to have, because dogs attack other dogs all the time, and they hang out in public parks. Where else? In the city. And then you have areas, no-go areas. Imagine like 10-inch dogs in a public park, and you're there with your child. Oh, what a horrible idea. You really want to do this? Okay, let's see how it looks like. Your child is a small animal for the pack of dogs. Let's see what's going to happen if your child starts to play there. You might end up in the news, in the local newspapers, as a child bitten by dogs. And then, of course, it's a child who provoked the dog. For some people, it's a poor child bitten by the dog. It was not really child's fault. It's a parent's fault which took a child to the public park. Supposed to stay home, where Illuminati want to, behind the computer, not public park. And this is how they utilize dogs. Very simple game. You gonna have them there. Trust me on this one. And they're gonna be playing people in a sense. They have a right to be there with their fellow pets. They're gonna form whole club. And they're gonna own the territory. And if you walk in, you're fucked. I'm speaking about Croatia. Here is different. Here they own the street. And if you walk in the street, and if they don't want you, you're gonna get fucked. And if you fuck them, then you have a whole issue with the neighborhood. I've been going through the whole story in the Sukhumvit. This is completely another episode on dogs. I could go on this one, where I learned the trade. But this is enough for this update on businesses and on dogs.